Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers confirm Taylor Hayes is dying and Ridge Forrester may give her a deathbed wedding. Despite Taylor saying she didn't come to interfere in Ridge's relationship, it might wind up that way anyway. If you're up to date on B&B, you might have noticed the same troubling signs I did. Taylor confessed to Ridge that she saw him and Brooke Logan getting cozy on a balcony in Monaco, and then Taylor revealed she was there for an appointment, likely a cardiologist. What's next? Bold and the beautiful recasting Taylor Hayes with Rebecca Budig had me suspicious from the start. I suspected Brad Bell brought her back just to kill her off, and now it sure seems like that's the plan. When Taylor and Ridge, Thor's 10K, started reminiscing about their deceased daughter, Phoebe Forrester, it was another red flag. Remember, Phoebe died in a car accident back in 2008. And Taylor mentioned seeing Phoebe again someday. That was a second red flag. Is she thinking about their late daughter and a potential reunion because she's facing her mortality? It definitely seems like it. Taylor's health concerns are heart-related, and she's considering where she wants to spend her final days. It's also problematic on Bold and the Beautiful that Ridge is sending mixed signals since Taylor's return. Little touches, sitting too close, expressing how much he enjoys her company. Meanwhile, Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, told her sisters she's not threatened by his ex. She told Donna Logan, Jennifer Garice, and Katie Logan, Heather Tom, that you can't give up on the power of love, especially one rich with history and memories. Then B&B cut right back to Ridge and Taylor discussing their own history, memories, and love. More red flags. B&B spoilers suggest Taylor Hayes keeps the secret a little longer that she's terminally ill. But once it's out, Ridge will be shocked and ready to do anything to help. He just told Taylor he hopes she'd stick around, and she wiped away tears in response, because she knows she can't. Another red flag on Bold and the Beautiful about things shifting is this. As Ridge spent time with Taylor, Brooke was saying she's secure knowing she's with the man she's meant to be with for life. And Bold and Beautiful kept cutting between her confident statements and Ridge and Taylor's interactions. She told Katie and Donna she's past worrying about his ex-wife returning to steal him. Brooke claims she's got complete faith in their love, but that changes soon. A sneak peek photo shows her spying and unhappy outside the CEO office as her boyfriend, and his ex share a close moment. Plus, in their chat at the Forrester mansion, Ridge's ex said he'd always be the love of her life on Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers hint that's another red flag at something more for them. Bold and the Beautiful seems to be hinting at a deathbed wedding with all these red flags. Taylor asked Ridge why he never married Brooke, and he essentially said they've been there, done that, and it's not necessary. Not only are deathbed weddings and near-death romances a common soap trope, but B&B's done it before, with this exact couple. Do you remember when the OG Stephanie Forrester, Susan Flannery, pulled a similar stunt back in 2005? Stephanie faked a heart attack to push Ridge back to Taylor. She asked that they remarry before she died. They wed, but she lied about dying. In the end, Brooke exposed the scheme and the family blew up at Stephanie. If Bold and the Beautiful is recycling a deathbed marriage plot, it could be interesting if it's done well, and at least this time it's a real medical condition. Once word spreads that Taylor's dying, I could see Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Messinswood, or Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, pushing Ridge to reunite with their mom. I wouldn't expect Taylor Hayes to ask Ridge Forrester to marry her because she's ill, but her children might her to have a dream wedding to the love of her life before she passes. It seems like they're setting up a Brooke and Ridge split or drama. So if Taylor is nearing the end, Ridge might want to make her last moments as happy as possible. He may even expect Brooke to understand and agree. The Forresters would probably think Brooke was selfish if she didn't, but the Logans likely wouldn't agree. But I also expect Bold and the Beautiful might pull out a last-minute miracle cure. Like they did with Eric Forrester, John McCook. B&B kept up his death storyline for months. I never believed it for a moment. The golden sun streamed into the Forrester mansion, illuminating its glistening chandeliers and ornate walls with a surreal glow. But inside the heart of the Forrester family, there was nothing but chaos, grief, and the whisper of love long lost, and maybe, just maybe, reborn. Taylor Hayes lay still in her hospital bed, the soft beeping of machines surrounding her like a somber symphony. Her usually bright eyes were dulled by pain, and her breaths came shallow. The doctors had been gentle but clear. A rare infection had set in following an emergency surgery, and her body was failing. They had done all they could. It was now up to fate and love. Beside her sat Ridge Forrester, his strong hands wrapped around hers, as if clinging to time itself. For years, they had danced in and out of each other's lives. Star-crossed lovers pulled apart by fate, by choices, by Brooke. And yet, here he was, not at Brooke's side, but at Taylor's. He couldn't bear the thought of her slipping away, not without saying everything he'd held back. Across the room, Steffi gasped, tears springing to her eyes. Thomas looked stunned but not surprised. Their parents had always had this push and pull, a love that refused to die even when logic and time said it should. "No," Ridge said. "I want to marry you because I should have done it a long time ago. Not because you're dying, but because I love you. I've always loved you. I was just too blind to see where I truly belong." Outside the room, word spread like wildfire. Brooke Logan, ever the center of attention, arrived within the hour, demanding to see Ridge. Her heels clicked down the hospital corridor like war drums. But when she arrived, she stopped short. The scene was undeniable. A small crowd had gathered. Eric, Hope, Liam, Donna, even the reluctant Bill Spencer, each drawn by the gravitational pull of a moment too dramatic to resist. For once, Brooke didn't argue. The heartbreak in her eyes was real, but so was the understanding. She turned and left without a word, her silence louder than any slap or scream. A flurry of motion followed. Steffi took charge like the boss she was, arranging a makeshift altar with flowers and candles. A chaplain was summoned from the hospital's interfaith center. A nurse stood in as witness. The room transformed into something sacred, something magical. As the chaplain began to speak, Ridge held Taylor's hand with reverence. Her voice, though weak, echoed with meaning. Tears streamed down Thomas's face. Steffi sobbed into Finn's shoulder. Even Eric wiped away emotion as he watched his son make right a decades-old wrong. The applause was soft but heartfelt. There was no grand reception, no designer gown, no paparazzi. But in that room, love triumphed. Taylor's breathing became more labored. The celebration faded into a hush of worry. The family remained close, refusing to leave her side. The doctors prepared everyone for the end. In a miraculous recovery that defied the odds, Taylor's condition improved overnight. Specialists were brought in. A new treatment protocol began. By the end of the week, she was sitting up, a radiant smile on her lips, and a wedding ring on her finger. But none of that mattered to Ridge. What mattered was Taylor, their family, the chance to finally live the life they were always meant to share. Brooke, in a surprisingly selfless twist, extended a quiet olive branch. "If she makes you happy, Ridge," she said, "then I'll step aside. But know this, I'll always love you."